Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about mensuration. Okay, so first question is what is mensuration? How you will define mensuration? So it is like we can say it is a branch of mathematics where we study about computation of geometric magnitude. So it is a computation of geometric magnitude. Computation of what magnitudes? Let's see. See, it is computation of geometric magnitudes. So suppose we are measuring the length of the line. That is mensuration. We want to find the area enclosed inside some surface. That is the magnitude. That is the mensuration. So if we are finding length or area or volume, these are mensuration. So what we will find here? We will find length, volume. These are things. So in mensuration, we will study about how to find lengths, or we will compute lengths, we will compute area of some shape or some figure, we will compute volume of some shape or some figure, like this. So it's clear what is mensuration. Now let's come to the next point. So how you will define a figure, right? So let's study about plan figure. Or what is plan figure? See, in plan figure, what will be plan figure? Any figure lying on a plane is called a plane figure. Like this is a plane. This is our plane. If any figure lying on the plane, this will be a plane figure. See, like if we make some, like this is a plane figure. So if we make some figure like this, so this is a plane figure. So these are the plane figure. If we make some figure like this, so see, this is a triangle. So this is a plane figure. You can make this figure on a plane. You need only two dimension. What I mean by two dimension? What I mean by two dimension is you need only two dimension means you need on two things. One thing is length and another thing is breadth. You need only two things. One thing is length and another thing is breadth. So you will say it a plane figure. Okay, so now we know what is a plane figure. Now, uh, if a plane figure is closed, I mean there is no starting point or ending point. See in this triangle. So there is no starting point and ending point. It is continuous. So this is a closed plane figure. But if something is like this, something is like this. Let's say something this. If we cut here like this, and it's a curve like this. So this is not a closed figure. It is a open figure. Why? Because this figure has some starting point or some ending point. So this is not a closed figure, but this one is a closed figure. Say a plane figure is made up of either line or curve or both. So we can make any plane figure using lines, or we can use curve, or we can use both. See, now to the next point. A plane figure which is only made using line segment. Say if we make some plane figure using only line segment, it will be called a rectilinear. Say rectilinear figure. Okay, this will be called a rectilinear. See what I mean by rectilinear figure. So if we make any figure using only lines, we are using only lines. This is fair. Okay, then another lines, we will use another lines from this, and we will use another lines from. So we are using only lines. These are rectangular figure. So this triangle, to make a triangle, we need only line segment. We don't need any curves. So to make triangle, we need only lines segment. If we want to make a rectilinear, if we want to make rectangle, we need only like this. We only need line segment. We don't need any curve. So these two figures are rectilinear figure. Okay, so what about this? What about this? Say this. So what about this? This is not a rectilinear figure. Why? Because we are using curve here. So we are using curve here, but here we are using only line segment. So this is only line segment. We are using only line segment, but in case of circle we are using curve, so it is not a rectilinear figure. So it is clear what is rectilinear figure. Rectilinear figure is a figure we make using only line segment, so that will be our rectilinear figure. Now see, move on to the next one. The part of the plane which is enclosed by simple closed figure in any plane region. Say come to this circle. This figure, this area are enclosed, this surface are enclosed by this line. So the part inside this we will call this area of this figure. So if we see this figure, so part inside this we will call area of this figure. Area. Same way, this part inside this will be area of this figure. So these are area. So how you will define area? The part of the plane which is enclosed by simple closed figure is called a plane region, and the magnitude of a plane region is called its area. The magnitude of that plane region is called area. Now see, a line segment has only one dimension. How? A line segment has only one dimension, which is its length. There is no breadth in a line segment. So in a line segment, it is a one dimensional figure. So its size is measured in length. So if you measure some length, if you have to measure some length, how you will measure length? Say this is a line segment. So you will measure some length is how it will have some like 10 centimeter, 5 centimeter. So you will measure from its length from this side to up to here. So let's say this, so it has only one dimension, which is its length. But in case of area, we need two dimensions. We need two things. Which one? Like say we have to if we have to find out area of this figure. Say if we have area of this figure, what you will need? You will need two things. What do you need? Two things. We need first length. We need length from here to here, this length, and we also need its breadth. So we need two things, length and breadth. So it is a two. So to find area, we need two things. To find length, we need only one thing. So line segment has only length, and area has two things, length and breadth. So how you will, what will be the units of length? Units of length will be, we will measure length in centimeter or feet. But area in like meter, centimeter square, meter square or square, anything means the area will be measured in unit square. The area will be measured in square unit. So any if you see anything like square unit, just measurement of area. So area, and if only unit means measurement of length. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. See, now let's start finding area. So first, let's define one more thing here. Uh, see, if we make this rectangle like this, I hope. See, if we try to make a rectangle like this, see. So we have to find the closed region inside this, which is called area. So portion is area. What about this boundary? This, 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 this. So if we, this is boundary, it is called perimeter. So length of the total boundary of any closed figure will be known as will be called perimeter. We call the perimeter. So now for now let's focus on your area. How to find area? So see, our first figure. Let's try to find the area of. Let's try to find area of parallelogram. So what is parallelogram? Parallelogram is like this. See, this is parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? Parallelograms, it has, see, this is parallelogram A, B, C, and D. What is parallelogram? Parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and equal. That is parallelogram. So, what are the sides there? A, B, B, C, A, B side, B side, C D side, and A D side or D side. So, in this figure, AB will be equal to D, opposite sides are equal, and AD means AD or DA, AD will be equal to BC, and as well as these two will be parallel also. But what do you mean by parallel? Means the distance between these two lines will be constant throughout. I mean, these two lines will never cut each other. So if you extend this line, this will never cut each other. So that is parallel lines. So AB will be parallel to this, AD will be parallel to BC. Okay. So what is the area of parallelogram? So area of parallelogram, if you want to find area of parallelogram, you need to know two things. First, you need to know the distance perpendicular distance between two parallel lines. Okay. So this distance. So you need to this height. We call it height. It is perpendicular height. Let's call it height. Height. And this from A to B. This, let's call this base. So to find area of a parallelogram, you need to know two things. What you need to area of parallelogram? You will find area of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram. What is area of parallelogram? Base multiplied by height. Base multiplied by height. If you multiply base with height, you will get area of parallelogram. Okay. So be careful. You need to find this side, this side, this side, not this side. This is not perpendicular height. This is not distance between this line. So be careful when you calculate this area. So let's assume if you know the length of AB is like let's say AB is like 20 meter, and the height is like 15 height. So let's see how much is height. Height is like 15 meter. So what will be the area? So if you find area, so area will be base multiplied by height. How much is base? 20. And how much is height? So 20 into 15, 300. And so this meter and this meter will become meter square. So what is the area of this parallelogram? Area of this parallelogram is how much? 300 meter square. So this way you can find area of parallelogram. I hope you are getting my point. Okay. Now let's move to the next. Now area of a triangle. How you can find area of a triangle? See, to find area of a triangle, you need two things. This is our triangle. Okay. So this is our triangle. So how we can find area of a triangle? See, let's this triangle A, B, and C. You need to know two things. To what? Which two things? You need to know the base, length, and height. Same way, like you also need to know perpendicular height, not just height. You need to know perpendicular height. So you need to know this perpendicular height. How much this is perpendicular height? So let's say this B. You need to know the length of this A. You need to know length of this BC. So you can find then area will be how much? Like area of a triangle will be 1 by 2 means half base multiplied by its height. Okay. So this way you can find area of a triangle. For example, let's say if the base AB is given how much, like 10 centimeter, and this this D or CD is given how much, also let's 10 centimeter. So what will be the area triangle? 10 multiplied by 10, which will equal to 100 centimeter square. So this region is how much? 100 centimeter square. Okay, so easy up to here. Now we know area of a triangle. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic. Next, we are going to find area of trapezium. What is trapezium? Let's first find. We should know what is trapezium. Area of what is trapezium? See, trapezium is like you remember parallelogram. In parallelogram, there are opposite sides are parallel and equal. But in trapezium, there only one side is parallel and equal. No, not equal. Only one side is parallel and another side is not parallel. Like this. Let's like this. So trapezium is like this. We have this line. See, these two lines are parallel and these two lines are not parallel. We one line, one pair of lines parallel. We will call that a trapezium. One pair of line parallel. We will call that trapezium. So let's say this is trapezium A, B, C. So line CD. Line AB is parallel to line CD or DC, whatever you like to call it. So what will the area of trapezium? So area of trapezium will be like area. No, two things. You need to know distance between these two lines, distance between these two parallel lines, and what is the length of these two parallel lines. So let's say if the length of AB is A and the length of this C is A, say like if AB is A unit and DC is B unit, and distance between, say let's say distance between these two parallel lines is how much? Okay, let's say distance between two parallel lines is something h, simply say h. Okay, so what will the area? Its area will be the half of summation of these two parallel, summation of the length of two parallel lines. So half a plus b, and you will multiply this with h, right? This will be our area. Okay, so you can find area. For example, let's assume if we are given, or if we somehow know that here a is like how much? A is 7, and if b is 3, and you know the perpendicular height between these two lines, it is like 5. So you can find area. How much? Area equal to half, if you add 7 plus 3, 7 plus 3 in multiplied by distance between these two. So how much will be 1 by 2, 10 multiplied by 5. The area you will get is you can multiply this like 2, 5. So 5 multiplied by 3, 15. If its unit is like say meter, if its unit is meter, so it will be meter square. Remember, we are calculating area. So this is all about trapezium. What is trapezium? In trapezium, one pair of lines are parallel, not equal. Remember this, not equal, parallel. One pair of lines is parallel. So you need to know the length of parallel lines and the distance between those parallel lines. So you can find area. Now next, area of rhombus. Let's say area of rhombus. Area of a, what is rhombus? Area of a rhombus. See, so how you will find area of a rhombus? And first of all, what is rhombus? We say rhombus is a like this. No, it's not there. It's not good. So, this color is also okay. So what is, so this A B C. Rhombus is like these, in rhombus all sides are equal, like AB is equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. All sides are equal and parallel. So AB will be opposite side will be parallel and all side will be equal. So AB will be parallel to DC and AD will be parallel to BC, and AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. And if you can make it, you can construct it's a diagonal. If you connect opposite vertex, you will get it's a diagonal, and like this. What are its diagonal length? You have two diagonals. Diagonals. What are the diagonals? It's AC, this one, is like we have two diagonals AC and PD. So to find the area of a rhombus, you need two things: the length of diagonals. If you know the length of diagonals, like what are the diagonals? Like this, length of two diagonals and BD or BD. So if you know these two things, you can find area. So area of a rhombus, how much? Area of a rhombus, how much? Half times product of diagonal. So what is the product of diagonal? Product of diagonal. What are the diagonals? So we will have half AB, no, not AB, AC multiplied by BD. This will be your area. Okay. So let's move on to the next topic. Before moving to the next topic, we should just mm, solve a question on this. Okay. See, question is, uh, see, we have to find this is our rhombus. So the question is, find the area of a rhombus whose one diagonal is 32. Let's say its one diagonal is 32, and let's say this diagonal, how much? 32. If its one diagonal is 32, what will be the other diagonals? So if this like A, B, C, okay. So we have to find other diagonals. We know one diagonal, right? We know BD. Like we say, one diagonal is BD, which is BD equal to 32. And another thing is given is perimeter is 80. What is perimeter? Perimeter is like addition of all sides. Like if we add AB, BC, CD, and DA, so its length of its boundary, like addition. But in this case, all are same. Let's say if we assume that every side is same, so AB, BC equal to CD equal to A. So 4 times A plus A plus A, 4 times A, how much will be? 4 times A will be 80 centimeter. And always remember one thing, that diagonals of a rhombus cut each other at 90 degree. Diagonals of a rhombus cut each other at 90 degree always. So like this. So if you consider this figure, so how much you will get A from here? You will get A equal to 80 upon uh, note that everything is centimeter. So A, what you mean by A? A means this line is 20 centimeter. This is 20 centimeter. This is 20 centimeter, and this is 20 centimeter. Okay. So and one other thing, diagonals. So what other properties of rhombus is that first property is its diagonal cut each other at 90 degree, and another property of it is its diagonal cut each other in equal parts. Like this, if what we are considering, if BD is, we are considering BD is 32. So from here to here up to here, let's say if this is O point, this will be 16 and this will be 16. So to find this one, find length of AC, you need to find length of AO. So how you can find? You can find length of AO using Pythagoras theorem. what is Pythagoras theorem? Now the question is, what is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is like, if you have right angle triangle, if you have right angle triangle, if you have right angle triangle, what do you mean by right angle triangle? Right angle triangle in which one angle is 90 degree. We call that a right angle triangle. See, if we have right angle triangle A, B, C, and in this right angle A is 90 degree. So angle A is 90 degree. So in this triangle, angle A is maximum. Among these three angles, angle A is highest. So the its side of the opposite angle will be biggest. So BC will be biggest. So the sum square of the biggest side, I mean like this, BC will be equal to the sum of square of other two sides. AB is plus AC square. These are Pythagoras theorem. So same thing we have to apply here. Let's just take this out. Let's just take this out. So we have to find like this. It is so this is O and this B. This is 20, and this one we know. We have to find O. So what we do is, this is a right angle triangle. Why? We know this is 90 degree. This is a right angle triangle. So side opposite to the right angle is AB. So AB will be equal to OB square plus OA square. These two square. So we know AB. AB how much? 20. So 20 square how much? Equal to plus OA. We need to find OA square. So 20 means 400 minus 16. How much is 16 square? 16 square 256. It should be equal to OA square. So we can write OA square this side. And if you subtract 256 from 400, how much you will get? 144. How much you will get? 144. If you take square root both sides, you will get OA and 144 square root. So square root of 144, how much? So OA equal to 12. You will get two numbers, plus 12 minus 12, but we don't measure length in negative, so we will take plus 12. So OA is 12. So if we know OA is 12, so if OA is 12, we can find AC. So how much is AC? It's half, we know. So we can write AC is equal to 2 times of OA. To find out there. Okay, let's move on to the next. Area of a square. Let's make a square. So what is square? Square square is same like rhombus, but there is difference here. Difference here is that its angle is 90 degree. In rhombus, that its angle is not 90 degree, but in square, its angle will be 90 degree. So each angle in this case, I mean this angle, and this angle equal. And unlike rhombus, in square, all angle will be equal to 90 degree. And like rhombus, its all side will be equal to like A, B, C, D. So here AB will be equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. Okay. So how you will find it's if let's assume if AB equal to BC. What we are doing here is forget to write it. Area of A square of A square. So AB equal to BC equal to C equal to DA. Let's assume it A some number. So how you will find its area? So simple. Its area will be equal to length in area. So you will area equal to length into, but in this case length and width are same, so we write a multiplied by a, which will be equal to a square. So area of a square, area of a equal to a square. And what is a is the length of side of square. So since we know all sides are same, so we need to know the length of side. We can find area using only length of side. Okay. So other parameters. What about its if you have to if you have to find the boundary length, means perimeter. If you have to find perimeter, what will the perimeter of this figure? Plus a plus a. Why 4 times? This will be a. This will be a. This will be a, and this will be a. So its perimeter will be 4. 4 times a. If we have to find diagonal of a square, see diagonal. We just saw diagonal. What is diagonal? So if we have to find diagonal of a, in a square both diagonal are equal. If you have to find length of AC, so you can find this using Pythagoras. We know this is 90 degree, this is A, this is A, and we have to find AC. So here you can write theorem. AC square will be equal to AB square BC square. So you can write AC square will be equal to AB. AB how much? A square plus BC. How much? BC? A square. So it will be equal to 2A square. So look at that. AC. If you take square root both side, you will get AC equal to 2A. This will be the AC length of diagonal. Remember, AC will be also equal to this BD. AC and BD will be equal. Okay, root 2 times of A. Root 2 times of. So this way you can find. Okay. Okay. Now let's keep it up here. We'll say the how to find volume or remaining things in next lecture.